So, time for race 4. It's Heat 1, Junior Rotax Groups B versus C. Here's your starting grid. Front row from pole position, it's going to be Max Swiderski, and he'll be joined by Des van Wyk alongside on the front row. Tom Strella and Noah Janssen will be on row 2. Cameron Nelson and Harry Bartle line up on row 3 ahead of Ollie Wise and Kai Clark. Rounding out the top 10, it's Rory Armstrong, and from Trinidad and Tobago, it's Naomi Garcia in the 2:04. Lieke van Berkel and Matthias Jellerup round out row 6. Row 7, it's Tom Reger and Eva Dorrestein. Mate Kobehidze will be joined on row 8 by Latvia's Adrins Tions, with Elliot Surtees and Vlad Tominchuk completing row 9. Enzo Riccio and Ilya Sheremeta round out the top 20. Completing the 27-strong grid will be Jim Back, Ryan Gandor, Dragos Avisil-Kutai, Will Archer, Bastian Ottensama, Jakub Kubera and Jake Menton. So it's down to Swiderski and Van Wyk on the front row to control the pace. Red lights on the gantry, revs rise, lights are on. Lights are out, first time for Junior Rotax in 2024. There's a turnaround. And that was the 2 on the front row. Oh my goodness, but Swiderski and Van Wyk come together and they both spin off the circuit. That's not what you would have wanted on the front row, but that is oh dear, we've got another incident. Mud, grass on the circuit, one cart backwards the other way, and that was the 2:56. Ollie Wise from the UK, and now weaving from side to side to see if we can lose anything from the chassis, but it has really put the cat amongst the proverbial pigeons here in the opening heat for Junior Rotax for 2024. My goodness me, the leaders have a clash. Then we have a clash at turn 4 with 2 carts off the circuit and one backwards pointing the other way. So, who is leading after the opening lap? It's Harry Bartle, the 2:73. Rory Armstrong has got Cameron Nelson up the inside, who now takes second place. Just behind them, that's Kai Clark. As they go through into turn number 5, it's going to be very much just keep it on the black stuff. Don't go a bit too Hail Mary. Armstrong trying to go up the inside through into turn 7 on Nelson, who blocks it. Just behind, they've got the 2:04. There's Naomi Garcia running in the KR Sports awning this weekend. Behind has got the 2:01 from the Netherlands, Eva Dorrestein in the top 6, and just behind looks to be Noah Janssen, I believe, possibly in the 2:31. But look at the lead that Harry Bartle has got. There's up the inside on Rory Armstrong has gone at least a couple of drivers. Kai Clark and Naomi Garcia have managed to get through on him. Here goes Eva Dorrestein on the CRG. Gets through. Janssen trying for the crisscross at turn 3. Makes it work through 4. And not too far behind them, you're going to have the likes of Lieke van Berkel in the 2:85. Vlad Tominchuk is there, and I think also Jake Menton could be as well. Thijs van Wijk is now up into 22nd. Swiderski is all the way down at the back end of the field. So this, and we've had another drama. Max Swiderski. Swiderski off again. It's not been a good one for the 297. But there's a bit of a free-for-all coming through out of turn number 11. I count it. And there's another car that's just gone off, I think. Well, I think that was, the 221 has just moved slowly into shot. That was Jim Back. Tom Heja was the driver that went off the circuit at turn number 11. My goodness me, there were nearly 4 abreast. And the person on the outside always gets the short end of the stick and ended up going off the circuit. Meantime, at the there's battles up and down the order as Noah Janssen has got through on Rory Armstrong for position and now is trying to battle away with Naomi Garcia. Eva Dorestein has got through and has pulled a little bit of a gap between herself and Garcia at this moment. So battles up and down the order here in the opening junior Rotax heat. Out of 3, all drivers will compete in 2 of the 3 heats. 3 minutes to go. Bartel has a lead of nearly 2.3 seconds and has just also put in a new fastest lap of the race. Noah Janssen looking up the inside of Naomi Garcia. That opens the door for Rory Armstrong to also get through. And Armstrong is looking to try and fire it up the inside of Noah Janssen nice and cleanly to retake the position. And that is, I think that's Jake Menton that has just got through. Yes, that is the 232. Elliot Surtees has retired on lap 2. Janssen was looking for the inside line going into turn 7, but has got Vlad Tomenchuk right up the rear bumper. Coming off of the Europalan. So battles up and down the order once again. Still just under 2 minutes to go. Bartel leads by 2.1 seconds ahead of Nelson, Clark, Dorestein, Armstrong, Menton, Garcia, Tomenchuk, Lieke van Berkel and Noah Janssen round out the top 10. One of the drivers going a little bit wide coming out of turn number 2. Ollie Wise, after his lap 1, turn 6 incident, currently P18 ahead of Matthias Jallerup and Enzo Riccio from Denmark and Finland, respectively. So Bartel continuing just to do exactly what he needs to do at the front end of the field and not having much drama behind. Cameron Nelson, in the meantime, a 2:41 from Dan Holland Racing, is starting to close that gap bit by bit. But there's less than 60 seconds to go on the clock. And it's now just under 2.1 seconds behind. Nelson with the new fastest lap of the race, as the 2:24 of Tomenchuk gets through on the 2:04 of Garcia. Lieke van Berkel not too far behind. Well, quite literally with the driver from Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, bit of a late move there, chanced by Noah Janssen, who's outside of the top 10, courtesy of Tom Strela from Latvia, the young man who's been with DHR for many, many a time. We're down into the final 25 seconds of this race. We've got one more lap to go, so we are on lap number 7. So Harry Bartel now powers out of the final corner. Right, okay, we've got a penalty going to the 261. Will Archer for 2 wheels out of the tram lines on the start, broke formation early. So 2 more laps to go. We're on to lap 8 out of 9. And more chances happening here. Lieke van Berkel loses not just 1 but 3 places, one of which was to Noah Janssen from Germany. I think also Adrian Tions and Thijs van Wijk also got through. As Janssen looking for another opportunity to make up another place. That could possibly, that is going to be on Naomi Garcia. But Janssen will have one more lap to try and get through. So Harry Bartle now starts the last lap of this opening heat. Heat 1, Groups B versus C. Oh, mistake there by Garcia. Janssen nearly opens the door as well. And Adrians Tions was the driver that made it through the 271. Ran in Minimax last year. And now makes it through on Garcia. And that was a pretty solid move. Janssen went wide. Garcia also went slightly wide, and it opened the door for Tions to get through on the 204. That's Kai Clark, the 267, but there is the race leader, Harry Bartle, the 273. Is going to make it pretty much an easy bit of work here for this opening heat. Started P6, it's Harry Bartle who wins Heat 1 in Junior Rotax ahead of Cameron Nelson. Kai Clark sweeps the top 3 for the Brits as Ava Dotterstein edges out Rory Armstrong on the line by 76 thousandths of a second for 4th place. Dotterstein started 14th, finished 4th. Strela finishes 6th ahead of Jake Menton, who started, get this, last, finishes P7. Thies van Wijk, Noe Janssen, Adrian Tions, Vlad Tomenchuk, Naomi Garcia, Lika van Berkel, Ryan Gandor and Ilya Sheremetha ran at the top 15. Dragos Avisil Kutai, Mate Kopahidze, Ollie Wise, Bastian Odotama, Matthias Jellerup ran at the top 20. Enzo Riccio, Tom Reja, Jakub Kubera, Max Sudurski, Jim Back, Will Archer ran out the 26 finishers, and unfortunately on lap 3 we lost Elliot Surtees.